So I am a former domestic violence survivor and perpetrator. I've been on both sides of the domestic violence coin. And I coach people today from that perspective that I have both perpetrated and been abused. I know what it's like to go into what used to be called a battered wife syndrome. That's what they used to call it. It's a terrible term. And it was a long journey healing that. I have also been on the other side of being the person who caused somebody else to be afraid and walk on eggshells around me because I hit them. And I want to tell you something. The only way that I could heal this horrible abusive behavior was to get help from somebody else who used to do it. In my case, really unique situation. I went to my ex-husband for his help. Yeah, it's true. He's the guy that used to hit me, but he got help and he stopped hitting me, and I knew that he had healed that. I knew that he had changed. I wanted what he had, and I asked him, please help me. I hate myself. I hate what I'm doing, and I don't know how to stop. And the number one thing he taught me was when I did something abusive, to go do something loving for myself. I want to tell you, that felt like fingernails on chalkboard, because my impulse was to feel suicidal hatred for myself. And here he's telling me to go do something nice to myself. And I was like, I can't do it. That's repulsive. He said, if you don't, you'll do it again. I believed he knew what he was talking about. I took his advice. I was able to stop perpetrating. Now I work with people who have anger issues and domestic violence problems, and I help them in the same way. I teach them about these trauma bonds that keep us with the person who perpetrates, and I teach them about the shame and the self-hatred that continues to cause us to perpetrate. Two sides of the same coin, all very human behavior. And I just think we've got to start moving our conversations to something that is outing people without canceling them. We need to make each other aware of those horrible secrets, raise it up. Let's release all the Epstein files, but let's also turn that lens back on ourselves and our families and our churches and our communities, not to try to demonize and cancel people, but to try to heal our human family through better behavior, which requires transparency, honesty, accountability, a real true amends process. Most people just know how to apologize and then they turn right around and do it again. And possibly forgiveness if that feels right. But most people do a spiritual bypass forgiveness, which is just like, oh, I forgive you. And I think, no, you got to really get angry before you get to forgiveness. You've got to feel your righteous rage and really understand the depth of what you're forgiving. Because getting sexually abused or beaten is some of the worst things that can happen to a human being. They had long-term horrific impacts on the psyche, the emotions, relationships, and also health. Longevity, even, if you can believe that. It impacts our longevity. I am here for us to help heal each other through compassion and also fierce accountability. I don't have all the answers on what that looks like. I'm hoping you will join me in this exploration. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to you sharing your own stories, maybe asking questions if you have any, just any participation level that feels good to you. And please like this, subscribe if you feel so motivated, and maybe even share it with others. I appreciate it.